Hey guys, what's going on? Scrap here, and today we have another double battle on the rating battle system like always. Now this was against an opponent who had a fairly high ranking in the 1700s or something like that, and the team was looking pretty menacing. My opponent, she had a Cobalion, and I had no idea what type Cobalion was. I had no idea anything about this Pokemon, but all I knew is that I had Justified. So I looked up its type. It is Steel Fighting, so I knew that I could probably handle it with my Scrafty or something like that. And my opponent actually did not bring the Egg Slash, which I was really worried about because I brought Politoed and I wasn't sure how that was going to work. So in team preview, I was guessing it was going to be a Mega Charizard X just due to the physical and the special split of her Pokemon. So I was guessing it was a Charizard X, and I went and did some calcs just to see who would have the better chance of taking it on. So we're going to jump straight into this match and see how my lead of Scrafty and Rotom Heat lead against her lead of Charizard and the Rhypherior. So Rhypherior is really good with the Charizard, and when I see this lead, I'm starting to think, oh, maybe it's Charizard Y, because Rhypherior has Lightning Rod, which negates Charizard Y's weakness to electricity. So they're both going to double protect, and that's fine with me. I guess I didn't really need the extra chip damage, but just did it for the fun. So I was going to go for the trick onto Rhyperior, and I still could have if I really wanted to, but I kind of wanted to keep my choice specs for later. So I swap out my Rotom and go out into my Politoed just to set up the rain. I could have waited till the next turn because it turns out that this Charizard is going to Mega Evolve into Charizard Y. So I was really scared to see this now because Charizard Y is a big threat with that high special attack and with the Drought ability kicking up the Sun, which boosts the power of the fire type attacks. It's a monster to go up against. So the Overheat goes into Scrafty, but Scrafty actually avoids it, which is really, really great. So I go for a Drain Punch onto Rhyperior, bringing it down below half, and goes for the Rock side. Now this is going to do lots of these Pokemon at -1. So I swap out my Politoed now, and I go back out into my Mawile. This is really scary because a Heat Wave could have happened, and if it did, I would have been losing my Mawile, and that could have gone so fast. So both of these Pokemon are going to get Intimidate, so that not scared of that Rhyperior anymore, and Rhyperior actually swaps out. Now here I think that he's going into the Egg Slash, so what I do is I go for the Taunt onto the Rhyperior slot. So Charizard's going to go for that Solar Beam onto my Mawile, but doing a lot of damage, almost half. So the Taunt goes into Talonflame spot, so it can't do stuff like Will-O-Wisp if it's carrying it, which would be really cool, or even Tailwind, which could have actually lost me the game. So in comes Cobalion. Here I'm going to swap on my Scrafty and go into my Politoed just to set up the rain again. So there's my Drizzle activating, kicking up that rain, and switching the weather into my favor. Here I'm going to Mega Evolve and just go for the Rock Slide. I wasn't sure if a Flare Blitz was coming my way, but I knew that in the rain I could easily survive it, so I wasn't too worried about that. So the Brave Bird actually goes into Scrafty's spot, but now into Politoed. As you see, that does a lot, bringing me down to the Blinking Red. Here I got on my Rock Slide, and it lands onto the Talonflame, which is really great, and I know that's going to take it out, but as we see, it does nothing to that Cobalion, which was just hit 4 times, so it's not going to be taking much from these Rock Slides at all. So in comes the Charizard Y, kicking up the weather back into my opponent's favor. Now, this is sort of like a weather war. So here I'm going to withdraw my Politoed and go into my Scrafty just to get it intimidated off onto that Cobalion, because wasn't sure what it was going to do, but I just wanted to make sure that it wasn't going to do it. So I protect my Mawile here just so I don't take any overheats or heat waves or anything like that. Cobalion's actually going to go for the Substitute, which I'm kind of scared to see because I don't know Swords Dance or something like that's going to happen. So the Heat Wave goes into my Scrafty. Single targeted Heat Wave, as we see, doing actually not that much. Be a 2-hit KO or 3-hit. So not wanting to take a Fake Out, the Charizard actually goes for the Protect, but here I go for the Fake Out onto the Substitute. And I thought that Fake Out would flinch the Substitute, but it doesn't. So that's something that I learned. that doesn't do that. Fortunately, I don't take it because of how low of HP I was at, so that sucks that my Scrappy is gone. But he did well. I could have saved him for later, but it works out. So I go for the play rough onto Cobalion spot, which at -1 defense is obviously going to uh take out the substitute from a Mega Mawile. So and I can bring my Politoed in, and my opponent can't really do much switching because it's going to lose yet another Pokemon due to switching. So kind of has to stay in. Here I make a bad prediction, and I go for the Protect onto my Mawile. Really bad play on my part. A bit of an over prediction there, but it's gonna take Life Orb recoil and goes for the overheat. My Mawile avoids it, and I go for the Rock Slide. Now I could have protected onto the Politoed, which would have been the play to make, but oh well. I take out the Charizard with a Rock Slide, and he unfortunately misses. He misses the overheat. So I'm gonna protect my Mawile, and Cobalion actually goes for the close combat onto my Rotom Heat, bringing me down to 1 HP with a critical hit. So I was so happy that I lived that. Here I can't really go for overheats because it's in the rain, but I can't go for Thunderbolt either because of Lightning Rod. So I'm stuck with overheat to take it out. So luckily it does in the rain, which is really great, but it was low enough where it should have. And Cobalion goes down. So the earthquake happens. My bad. And since I protected and I levitate, none of my Pokemon are going to take damage. I'm going to go for the overheat onto the Rhypherior just to do a bit of chip damage. As you see at -2, not doing a lot. And I'm going to take even another -2. But luckily my play rough lands. I'm faster and I can take out this Rhypherior, and that is going to be game. That was really close. I like the synergy of the team with Rhyperior and Mega Charizard Y, and I really want to try out Rhydon with that Eviolite. Seems like a cool Pokemon. I know that it's done well, but that was a really good game for my opponent, and as always, thanks for watching.